Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Barroom Boys. I'm Mondo here with Beav and Hodska. And on today's episode, we got pretty much the same shit as usual because it's the NFL season. So we're going to talk about the suspension of the Super Celtics head coach who seems to be very horny. We got CFB preview. We got NFL week 3 preview. We got trivia, and we do a snake draft of the best people to drink with. Boys, before I ask how you are, let me show you something very incredible. I present to you the Beav belly flop. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it, but you can watch it.
Yeah, we can, there's no audio, but oh well, you'd still see it.
He said, "Yo, what's up, guys? You know the deal. I lost in trivia, so I got to do a belly flop."
Nice.
There it is.
I like the jump time. There was almost no vertical in that jump.
Just all horizontal.
Yeah.
For those of you who may be criticizing my jump, let me just tell you that it was dimly lit, and when I was looking over the edge of the pool, I couldn't really see where the water started, and it kind of freaked me out a little bit midair, and so I kind of stuck my knee out as like an instinctual reaction to kind of save myself. But if you go frame by frame, the rest of the 3 other limbs are in good belly flop positioning. So hate me all you want, but
as a large man, I know what it takes to effectively belly flop. Right? That's what everyone likes to see from me. That and a cannonball.
I'd rather see a cannonball out of bigger guys.
But
belly flop is painful for all.
Yeah.
The reason why it's painful is because you break the plane of water with your stomach. That's why it's painful. So when you break the plane with your knee, it's a knee flop. It's not really a belly flop. I'm not going to make you go and do it again, but my take is that wasn't really a belly flop. It was like a half flop.
If I were to rate it, I'd give it like a 75, like a C. If the knee wasn't there, I'd get an A. But
That's a passing grade.
yeah,
you get a 69 out of me. All right. So, boys, how are we doing since the last episode?
Man, we're doing good. Life is going by. I'm excited to watch another a week slate of NFL games. The college games don't really look too enticing this week, other than our favorite college game day going to our location, our visiting location this week against Tennessee. That should be fun. But
Yep.
yeah. Life's been the same for me. Just working and then doing nothing.
Hod, I know you had a probably a rough day today. Care to talk about it?
All right, so transition to the Ime Udoka news. I mean, for the backstory, if you guys kind of haven't been on Twitter or any social media site or don't follow any sports accounts, basically the Celtics coach Ime Udoka is facing a 1-year team suspension from the Celtics organization, not from the league. Basically for having intimate relations with a staff worker on the Celtics, which I guess is forbidden by the Celtics organization. I don't really know what to think of it. I mean,
he was also married.
Yeah.
that's a knee along, bro. A baddie from the 90s.
Yeah, but the thing is with me is
lyric.
like he hasn't made a statement yet. So that's what's kind of throwing me off. Like I want to hear from him. And it's also like kind of like I get where the Celtics are coming from in banning. And like if it was any other team, I'd say they're doing the right thing. It's just like obviously it's my team, so I'm gonna be a little bit more butthurt about it. But I just want to hear all the facts first. And like one fact that's publicly out there and been said that it was both like consensually agreed upon whatever acts happened. So it just kind of doesn't make sense to me where the Celtics are coming from. But at the same time, I get the logic. I think a year suspension is honestly too much. especially for a coach that just led us to the NBA Finals in his first season with the team, and getting some good offseason acquisitions. I thought we could make another run, but it'll be interesting. They haven't announced the interim head coach. It's probably going to be the assistant guy that I don't even know the name of, some white dude. I think his first name's like Mike, some long last name. I think that starts with like a G or a P or something.
I'm
So
pretty sure it's Al Horford. He's a player coach.
I mean, probably, honestly, we'd probably do better.
They need to get Brad Stevens back on the floor.
But
Please.
at this time also, nothing has been set in stone. Like they haven't come out with a final decision or anything. So I'll kind of speak more about it when the decision comes final, because right now it's just kind of like hearsay. But yeah, it's kind of my thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, from where I see, the Celtics are not the moral high ground of the NBA by any means.
Okay, I just got a tweet that I just pulled up on my phone that makes a lot more sense. So
What?
allegedly, Ime Udoka had sexual relations with a senior VP's wife.
Oh,
That'll do it.
yes. My first thought.
Although that was a tweet from my friend, so I do not know if that's 100% true. But if that is true, yeah, I could see the suspension. It makes sense.
I think. Go ahead, Beav.
That kind of reminds me of at the NBA Finals this past year when Steph Curry's parents were both at the game with like two different like people that they were with that were also married. So like they just swapped.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know what if I mean that's like I get the suspension, but at the same time, if it's consensually agreed upon, then like what are you gonna do?
No, that's not okay.
Bro, but
It's
1 year
not
is
okay.
crazy. 1
If
year
it was
is crazy.
consensual from
Give them,
both
like, a month
sides,
or
it's
something.
technically okay.
Relax. It's not an okay relationship to have in a business environment, especially if it's a VP's wife, let alone the fact that he's getting married. I do think he should put out an apology that simply says, I'm sorry for being horny. I do also think that the suspension was way too long. A full season is not what you need for that.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, they haven't come
it's
out with
not
any
okay.
other facts besides saying that it was consensually agreed upon. Like, when did it happen? Like, where? Like, how did the relationship first form? Like, anything
What
like that.
position did they do?
Yeah,
Like all this information, very important to the case.
yeah. So until Ime comes to a decision, or until he says something, then I don't know. So
I think he should get like a 1 or 2 month suspension.
at least I think till the All-Star break is perfect.
Yeah, that too, and a divorce. Obviously, things aren't going as well as he'd like with Nia Long, and an apology to her and the husband of the wife that he was swinging with.
Yeah.
This chick better be better than Nia Long. Or else this is just an embarrassment on his half.
Yeah.
I agree.
She, like straight up.
I agree.
If she is not better than Nia Long, you should fire him.
There's gonna be
He has no good judgment.
There's gonna be a juicy amount of information coming out in the next days and weeks because this is a story that's got everybody hooked because it's just so unique.
Yeah, and it seems like the Celtics are kind of pushing it off right now or not really talking about it because they posted on Instagram at like this afternoon saying laser focus, and it's pictures of like JT, Jason Brown or Jaylen Brown, like, and people just taking jump shots. So that's what I like to see. I mean, I think we could still make a run, hopefully. Like our team has a lot of talent, but I don't know.
But the general reaction is, how could you do this, Ime? You're married to Nia Long. Why would you do this? That's
It's kind of just like any other person that you like kind of look up to, or like any other famous person cheating on someone. So
yeah,
it's just so dumb, bro. Like, no part of this story makes Ime look good. Not a single part of this story makes him look good. Like, there's just nothing.
And the other partner in the consensual relationship, she's not going to get any of the flack because nobody even knows who she is. So
She
she's
probably,
getting off scot-free.
yeah,
I mean, I'm sure she's gonna have
she'll
some.
probably get a divorce.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call that scot-free.
No.
Kinda
Yeah.
sucks.
Obviously, but she won't get the publicity and
Yeah.
the backlash that Ime is certain to get.
Or you can
Well-
look at it like Ime's a dog.
I mean, they could. It could be like a Monica Lewinsky situation where they just like want to see what the chick look like, and then if she's not that bad compared to Nia Long, like
Well, if it's a
it's,
Celtics,
it's not gonna be good for her, bro.
well, if it's a Celtics senior VP and the punishment is coming from the Celtics organization and not the league, then yeah, it's probably going to be bad.
But if we heard anything from the league yet, I don't think that
league is
they've said
different.
anything.
The league's disregarding it because it's not a league issue. It's just a team issue. The team brought it up.
True. I guess
the-
that would make sense. Yeah.
If it's like if the league is like suspending him for having a like consensual sexual relations with someone else, like what are they gonna do? Like it's just living in the man's life. Like the Celtics can do something, but the league can't.
I don't think you can justify it by saying it's consensual. It's like I just don't see that.
Well, if it was unconsensual, it'd be a whole lot worse.
Oh yeah, no doubt in my
Well, at
mind.
least the
but,
consensual word is
like,
out
just
there.
being like, oh yeah, it was consensual. Like that
No,
doesn't help
hey,
us here.
I did some investigative reporting and I have an early
This
image
should be
of
good.
the initial suspect. So I'm gonna share my screen if you let me, Mondo.
Yeah, let me let you know. There you go.
All right. Here we go, boys. Her name is Allison.
Fire him.
Feaster.
Fire him, Celtics. Fire him.
All right, let me.
That's pitiful. You can't disrespect Nia Long like that. That's crazy.
Okay, so it's not a senior VP's because she works for the team. She's in like player engagement.
That's also really bad too.
Well, player engagement, I guess coaches, she figured he needed some coach engagement. So, but
Wait a second. Apparently that's not her now. Apparently
I was just about to say, I don't think that's her beat.
So I'm sorry for
She was in one of the pictures posted today by the Celtics. There's no way that's her, dude.
Okay.
This
Don't
man
believe
Beav,
everything you read on
bro.
the internet, folks.
Beav's gonna get us canceled straight
Don't
up.
believe everything. you read
Exactly.
on the
There's nothing out yet between who it was. They just know Ime Udoka was involved. So like you can't really justify anything yet until like all the facts come out.
Yeah, cancel News One. They're not a reputable source at all.
Definitely
Sound
not, bro. All right. From one scumbag to another. Let's talk about this since we didn't have the full report when we last recorded. And that is Sarver is officially selling the Suns. So they're worth about $1.8 billion. We got the quote from Seth saying, thank God we're going to be free. So clearly Suns fans are definitely going to be on board with this
Oh
sale.
yeah,
And Phoenix Mercury fans because he's selling them too.
yeah, all of them, every one of them.
I think if you banned Donald Sterling from basketball, you should be banning Robert Sarver as well. He clearly doesn't need to be around the sport. The guy's a billionaire. Like he can just go fuck off.
Yeah.
And it's a better look for the NBA than what they're currently doing about it.
True.
So
Yeah, no, this needed to happen. I saw an interesting list of potential buyers, including Jeff Bezos on that list. I doubt that would happen.
Bezos is tapping into the sports industry though, so I wouldn't be surprised. And I think he's from Arizona originally. I could be wrong about that.
I'm pretty sure he
think
wants
from
to
Miami.
stay everything Seattle though, if I heard right from before.
Interesting.
Yeah, because I know like their headquarters is Seattle, and then obviously he just did like the whole Thursday night football deal.
Yeah.
So like maybe tapping into the Suns, just because I guess Seattle doesn't have a professional basketball team, but I don't know.
I mean,
he has unlimited wealth. He can pretty much do whatever he wants. But
I
I
feel
think
like some
most
like
Super Bowl owners
wealthy some wealthy person from like the Phoenix area is gonna buy them, like someone like reputable like in the community, and just make it like kind of like a homegrown team and bring that back.
mhm.
that would be ideal. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, we'll see what happens with this story. I really hope that it doesn't go to Jeff Bezos. I really don't want his hand in the NBA. I think it's already too far in with the NFL. Thursday night football just doesn't look that great.
It's better than it was before.
I disagree. I think it had more like the logo's bad, the music's bad. Like I just don't like the way Thursday. Like I love Thursday night football. I don't like the way it's being set up this year.
The commentators and personnel is a lot better though.
I agree with that though. Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. Michael's on the Thursday night broadcast.
Yeah.
It's going to take some getting used to, but so
Yeah.
far, I mean, maybe it's because they had a great week 1 game that helped ratings.
Mhm.
And typically, like middle of the season, the Thursday night games aren't as good by any means.
I mean, this game it's a shitty game in terms of like if you're not a fan of the Cleveland Browns or the Pittsburgh Steelers, but because they're both kind of like middle of the pack leaning towards more shitty teams, it's going to be a good game. And that game's
Mhm.
always close because it's a division game. So those two teams always play tight. So it'll be like a good game to watch, but it's just like you look at like you wake up Thursday morning, you realize Thursday night football, you look at the game and it's like, oh, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, like you're not excited for it.
I think it's like an unreal like spread too. Like I think it's like a lock for the Browns to cover that.
It's Browns minus 4.5.
Yeah, I think they'll cover that easy.
Yeah, they lost the Jets in a heartbreaker last week. I think this is like their vengeance game.
I think Pitt I think it's going to be a field goal game. So if I was a betting man, I'd take Pittsburgh plus 4.5. And if it's a field goal game, then Pittsburgh covers.
Yeah,
I don't know.
we'll get to that in a second though.
All right, yeah, we'll get to the.
We'll hit college football real quick. So I'll make this as quick as possible. Only give a couple games. First, Clemson at Wake Forest. Clemson being number 5, Wake Forest being number 21, behind the arm of my boy Sam Hartman. We grew up playing baseball together. He's a great guy, but Clemson is going to smoke Wake Forest.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is like one of those fake ranked ACC matchups. They're just kind of pushing Wake Forest up a little bit.
What's the spread on that? Does anyone know the spread of that?
Got to be in the teens, at least.
It's got to be at least 10. Well, like, I'm curious to know the spread because might take week. Okay, so it's Clemson minus 7.5.
Wow,
smaller spread. I would take Clemson spread on that. I think they win by at least like 2 scores.
100%.
Like
Next week, go ahead.
At Wake Forest, and I'm sure Clemson will travel heavy to that game because it's kind of close. The state away. So,
yeah. Next, we got number 22 Texas at Texas Tech. Obviously, an in-state rivalry here. I just wanted to bring it up. I really don't think it's going to be like a battle, but you never know just with the way these games are always played. So I kind of wanted to get your thoughts on it.
Yeah, in-state rivalry, and you're talking Texas. So this could definitely be a trap game.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even consider calling it a trap game. I think it's just a game. Like Quinn Ewers is out, so they got the backup in. It's at Texas Tech. I think it's a pretty even game. Texas is favored by 7 right now. I think that's what the line should be considering they're 22 and Texas Tech isn't ranked.
Yeah.
But that game, it's going to be a good game. I don't anticipate Texas blowing them out, but I could like see it being like Texas win by like 14, 7, 10, 17, anywhere in that area.
Yeah. So next matchup, we have number 10 Arkansas at number 23 Texas A&M. I do think this game will be a battle. I think each of these teams' rankings are kind of iffy on both sides. And I think they are way more evenly matched than what it shows.
Yeah. It's at Jerryland too.
It is
at
Jerryland.
It's at AT&T.
Yeah, this is when we get to really see what Arkansas is made out of. They've gotten off to a good start this season. Our quarterback, KJ Jefferson's been hyped all this season and up to this point in the season. We know what Texas A&M season's been like. This game is going to be a lot better than last week's when Miami came to A&M. I'm excited. I'm really excited to watch this game.
Yeah, I know. KJ Jefferson's been like kind of like AR, but better, obviously. But like in terms of like injuries lingering and his like mobility being limited. So hopefully if he's like full go, I can see Arkansas winning. If not, I think Texas A&M wins if he's
But
just
man, wouldn't it be a beautiful thing if Arkansas goes into Aggie Land and just beats A&M? A&M is 2-2 now.
That'd be
Yeah.
amazing.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I kind of want Texas A&M though to win because they're at the end of the day SEC West, Arkansas is SEC East.
Arkansas is in the West.
Are they?
Yeah.
Huh. Well, then I don't really care. Do we play Arkansas this year? Don't we play both?
We play A&M this year. We play Arkansas next year.
That's what it is.
All right. Over to this next game. Some are calling it the game of the weekend, the biggest matchup in this slate. I call it the battle of the basketball schools, and that is Duke at Kansas. Both teams 3-0. It is apparently going to be one of the nuttiest football games I've ever heard about. The fans are apparently going to be going crazy. Like, people are saying College game day should have been there this weekend. This matchup, although on paper it doesn't really seem that appealing because neither team are ranked, this is going to be a battle, and it is going to be fun to watch.
Yeah. I mean, both teams are kind of like decent. I won't say they're bad. I won't say they're good. Just because they're basketball schools and they're treating this like it's March Madness NCAA finals game. So the fans are going to be out in full force. I love to be a student at wherever this game is.
For sure. It's at Kansas.
I would love to be a student at Kansas this weekend. That would be fun as shit.
Yeah, I mean, Kansas has been so bad for so long. Like, do we really think that this is the year? Yeah, like, they might be 3-0, but can they put this together for a full season?
Yeah, I mean, that's what it is. It's like whoever wins this game goes 4-0. Like, no one's going to – and whoever probably wins this game might crack, like, the 24, 25, 22, like, if a team loses in that area.
Yeah, 4-0 team.
They're not going to be a threat to, like, oh, they're going to win. Like, they're going to make a playoff push. Like, no.
Yep. And finally, the most expensive game of the weekend, the game that is having game day at the matchup. It is number 20 Florida at number 11 Tennessee. Give me Florida. It's Tennessee hate week. Fuck Tennessee. They're a bunch of bitches. We're going to get this dub. Go Gators.
Yeah. I mean, I think the spread is kind of ridiculous. 10.5.
10.5 Tennessee. Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I feel like the Gators need to be underdogs to perform well, though. That's how it was against Utah.
I mean, this is Napier's first real. It's his first SEC, or like first real, or I guess not really, but his first away SEC test. So this is the first time he's not playing in the swamp with the advantage that the swamp gives them, the Florida Gators. So curious to see how he performs. Curious to see how AR performs. Hopefully we come out on top. I think Hendon Hooker is very overrated, but hopefully we can keep him in check. So
if we can play to the level that we're supposed to be playing, it's a no-brainer. We should win this game.
Well, I saw one of our starting linebackers, Ventrell Miller, is questionable. So hopefully he plays because he's a big part of that defense.
And a lot of it just relies on how AR is feeling. I mean, it's clear his mental game and passing game is kind of down, given he can't be that, two-way player that we all love. So hopefully he's feeling better and kind of light up the field this weekend.
Or else it could get ugly real quick.
Yes, it could, Beav. Yes, it could. All right, gentlemen. Now the time we are waiting for. We have the NFL matchup, full NFL slate, predictions right here, right now. First game starting 30 minutes ago. Pittsburgh at Cleveland. Give me.
Well, the Browns just scored. It's 7-0. Amari Cooper touchdown. There you go.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Welcome.
Thank you, Todd. I love you, bro. We were debating before the show started. I had Amari Cooper in at the flex, but it was about 5 minutes till kickoff, and I was stressing out whether I should keep him on the roster. I asked Hodska. He said keep him. He had a good week last week against the Jets.
Yeah, he just caught an 11-yard touchdown pass. It's 7-0 with 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. So it's still relatively early. Each team's had, or the Browns have had 2 possessions. Steelers have had 1. So
Yeah, this is the Browns' revenge game. And the Steelers, man, as long as they have Mitch, their offense has just been definitely not the same as it was last year.
the Steelers on the first drive, they got into field goal range and their kicker missed the field goal.
So they got Boswell.
Yeah, Boswell field goal from in between. It doesn't say how long, but in between 40 and 49. Like I said before, like probably like 10, 15 minutes ago, I think this is a field goal game. A field goal is going to win it. So if I'm a betting man, I'd bet the Steelers plus 4.5, just because I think it's a field goal game. But I think the Browns will win by that field goal.
Okay. Next, we got the Sunday slate. Houston at Chicago. Okay.
Wow.
I don't even really want to talk about this game, but
Awful
yeah.
game.
Someone else take the reins.
You know what?
here.
Give me the Texans. You know what? They're 0-1-1. They're hungry for their first win. This is gonna be a Davis Mills coming out party. He's gonna go off.
If you're a Bears fan right now, you're praying for another slip and slide game. That way you can sneak off with a victory against an NFL team, one of the 32 teams.
I mean, you can't be confident in Justin Fields, who's completed only 15 passes and attempted 28. That's like a
Yeah.
statistics for one game.
Yeah. Well, you have to look at the first game as what it was.
Yeah, I mean, Davis Mills has a better percentage completion rate in 2 games of not playing in a slip and slide and not only throwing the ball 9 times. So, you know what? That's why I'm on the Texans train this week. Texans plus 3.
I'm taking the Bears at home.
I don't care. I don't care, bro. You
I
know
will
what?
say-
Fuck it. I like Darnell Mooney. Give me the Bears. Darnell
will say-
Mooney's that boy.
I will say, I'm looking at it now. I might hammer the under 40.
Oh
There's
yeah.
no way they
yeah.
score 40.
Oh yeah.
No shot.
Hammer.
That's crazy. All right. Next game, we got the battle of 0-2s. Give me the Raiders at Titans. I would love the Raiders. The Raiders offense is a powerhouse. Tennessee, quite literally, is the worst team in football this year. I really don't think it comes close anywhere else. They just look horrible in every aspect of the game. So I'm going to take the Raiders because at least they show some promise on offense, and that should be enough to get them over the hump.
Yeah, I mean the Raiders can't be 0-3, right? It just can't
No.
happen. It can't happen.
Yeah. I like the Raiders in this spot too. I think Derek Carr and Devontae Adams are going to go crazy. I'm actually starting Derek Carr this week in the BGBD league. But I will say I could see Derrick Henry going off in this game. I think.
Yeah, they kind of like that put the team on my back mentality.
Yeah, I think he's finally realized that like the team that was 2 years ago, 3 years ago when they made it to the divisional or conference is no longer. So now he's just going to be like, all right, now I'm finally 100% unleash the beast.
Yep. Well, on to another running back who needs to put the team on his back. We got the Chiefs at the Colts. Colts,
Chiefs.
if Titans are the worst team, Colts are very, very close right now.
Give me the Chiefs. I don't know how this spread is only Chiefs favored by 5.5 points.
Yeah, hammer the Chiefs.
I don't know how this line dropped today because it was at 7 and then it dropped a whole 1.5 today.
That's
in
wild.
favoring the Colts. Yeah, the Chiefs are going to win this game by 2 touchdowns at least.
Look for Jonathan Taylor to have a big day, though.
Agreed.
Next, we got the game of the weekend in my eyes. This is going to be a hell of a matchup. Bills at Dolphins. You know, most people are taking the Bills. Obviously, I am a little biased. But, you know, Bills have been the best team in the league. Dolphins are the superstar up-and-comer that, you know, is like the freshman going on varsity his first year. And I'm obviously taking the Dolphins just because I like the Dolphins and I don't want to root against them. But, you know, do with that as you may.
Yeah, this is by far the best defense that Tua has played to this point in the season. He's kind of gotten along the first 2 games against some average-ish defenses, but the Bills, man, the Bills look really, really good last week.
Mhm.
And I think they're going to continue their way. I don't think going to Miami is going to affect them at all. I think it'll be a closer game than you think, because normally the Bills just blow everybody out. That's what they've been doing so far. But I'm going to take the Bills.
Yeah, I could not have said it better, Beav. I agree with completely what you just said. So I'm going to take the Bills, but I think it's going to be a closer game than what we've seen out of the Bills.
Mm-hmm. Go Fins. Next, we have Lions at Vikings. The Vikings look absolutely abysmal last week, but now you don't have Kirk Cousins going in prime time. With that being said, you have the grittiest team in the NFL, the Detroit Lions, who I just genuinely love to watch. I really hope they win this game, especially on the road. I'll take the Lions.
Yeah, I don't know how the Lions are underdogs by 5.5 right now,
Mhm.
but I'm taking the Lions.
I'm going to take the Vikings to be different. I also like this bounce back game for Kirk Cousins. This game, Justin Jefferson's going to go crazy. No one on the Lions is going to be able to guard him. I mean, they gave up a ton of yards to AJ Brown the first week. They gave up a ton of yards to Terry McLaurin and Curtis Samuel last week. I think Jefferson goes for over 152 TDs. And that's, I think, how they win that game.
Nice. Next, we have Baltimore at New England. New England has looked very shaky this year. Not quite the team that we've always seen them be. And Baltimore, I think, coming off a pretty embarrassing loss last weekend, is definitely going to look to amp it up this weekend. And I'm going to take Baltimore because of that.
Yeah, I'm going to take Baltimore. The only way the Pats win is if Mac slings it this week. He needs to air it out. We saw what Tua can do against that Ravens secondary. That's the only way you're going to get to him. Bill needs to call some go routes.
Mm-hmm. This is the toss up in my head, just because I think the Ravens will win, but I want the Patriots to win. I think if this was in Baltimore, I would like confidently say the Ravens are going to win this game. Just because it's in New England, it's their first home game of the year. I hope Mac performs just because of that. Defense has been solid, so I'm going to take the Patriots.
Okay. Next, we have the Bengals sitting at 0-2 and the Jets sitting at, I believe, 1-1.
Yep.
This is the defining point of the Bengals season right here, right now. They lose this, scrap them. But I think that they're going to come out, they're going to show up, they're going to prove that it wasn't a fluke last year.
Yeah, I do too. I think this is their Super Bowl in week 3 right now. They have to either it's win or go home for them at this point in terms of just like the belief in their team. So I'm gonna take the Bengals. I think that they're gonna have a good game. I know Sauce is questionable, so if he doesn't play, then Jamar is gonna go crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna ride with the Bengals on this one too. But let's not forget about Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
He's
The elite quarterback that he is. And
Yeah.
also the Jets beat the Bengals last year in the regular season.
They did.
That's something to take into consideration.
Yeah, I just think hopefully Eli Apple will be better in coverage against Elijah Moore and not leave him with a 30-yard radius of wide openness on like the last play of the game. So
yeah, should be an interesting game. This next one though might turn some heads. Eagles at Commanders. I really think that Najee Harris just scored a touchdown, I think.
did. It's 7-7.
But Eagles at Commanders, I think there's going to be a much closer game than people are thinking. But, Philly's kind of that sneaky team that might make it to the Super Bowl this year. So don't be surprised. I'm going to take the Eagles because I think that's logically the best choice here. But that's just me.
Yeah.
like a good old East matchup. The Eagles have been rolling. For some reason, I'm just going to take Washington. I feel like they could pull out a win. Carson Wentz has been better than decent to start the year, so I'm just going to take Washington.
Let's call it
Yeah.
like it is, Beav. You just want the Giants to be the only undefeated team in the NFC East.
Why not? First place sounds pretty nice.
Let's call it like it is.
Carson Wentz revenge game. I like the Eagles though. I think their defense is. I think Carson Wentz is going to have like a shaky game for the first time this season. I think if Chase Young was able to play, I think that would help. But Jalen Hurts has just been on fire as of the start of the season, and I could see that continuing this week.
The Eagles defense does look pretty nice too. Their secondary.
I think it'll be like a close game though entirely. I just think it's going to come down to the fourth quarter.
100%. All right, final game of the 1:00 slate. We got the Saints at Panthers. Both teams have looked absolutely pathetic this season. I do think that this is going to be the game that Baker shows up and actually, has a pulse. But yeah, that's really all I got. This game's not that great. It's not going to be that much fun to watch. The only highlight I could see is McCaffrey doing some McCaffrey stuff. Other than that, it's going to be just a lot of BS to see on your TV.
Yeah, I like the Saints in this game at Carolina. I think that Jameis is going to have a good game. I think he's going to have a bounce back to last week where he was kind of awful. Panthers defense isn't really that stout or special. And I think the addition of Kamara coming back will help them. So I like them.
You got to eat the W, Hod.
Yeah.
I'm also picking New Orleans. Jameis is playing with like 4 or 5 fractures in his body right now. He's on a different mode right now, so I'm just gonna take the Saints. Jameis gonna air it out against that
Eat
defense.
the W.
Yeah.
The Panthers have looked bad too.
Yeah, they look horrible. No other words for it.
They gotta fire Matt Rule.
They do.
I hope so.
And they got
such a
Ben
bad
McAdoo
coach.
calling the plays. That's never a good idea.
Yeah.
All right, to a shocking 405 game this weekend. We have the Jags at Chargers. All this game is going to be is reliant on whether or not Justin Herbert plays. Last time I checked, he was seen as day-to-day. But if he plays, I think the Chargers are going to dominate. If not, I'll look for the Jags to cover the spread. But I do believe that Herbert's going to play, so I'm going to take the Chargers.
Yeah, I kind of agree exactly with your logic. If I saw that Herbert and Keenan Allen are both day to day, mainly if Herbert plays, I'll think Chargers win this game. If not, then I think it'll be close. But I think just because the Chargers defense is good. But if he doesn't play, I'll take the Jags spread. Like definitely I could see them covering and potentially winning that game. But I like the Chargers if Herbert plays.
Yeah, this game got a lot closer after the Jags shutout win last week. But on the road against the Chargers, I like the Chargers in this one.
All right. Next, we got the Rams at the Cardinals, our first 425 matchup today. Rams haven't looked that great. Last week was definitely a better representation of the team than what we saw week 1. Cardinals have been sneaky coming from behind late every game this season. Just kind of, I don't even know. Kyler's just doing different things. I think this is a statement game by the Rams. I think that it's going to be a shocking blowout. I don't think anyone's really predicting that, but I think that's what's going to happen.
I could see that happening. If James Conner doesn't end up playing, then the Cardinals are going to have to rely on Eno Benjamin, and a lot of their game as of the first 2 weeks have been running the ball, whether it's with Conner or Kyler. They haven't really been passing too much. And I think that if Conner doesn't play, Kyler's going to be forced to have to air it out, and he's going to have a lot of pressure coming on him with Aaron Donald running at him. And Jalen Ramsey on Hollywood Brown, I think is a complete mismatch in favor of Jalen Ramsey. So I like the Rams in this game as well.
Yeah, I don't know. I think this is a quality division matchup. I think it's one of those like any given Sunday coin flip type of games. If Kyler gets hot and he finds some holes in that secondary, his offensive line gives him enough time. They could come back. The Falcons came back against the Rams last week, made it close.
That is true. Never know.
I'm gonna be different here, and I'm gonna take Arizona.
All right. Well, speaking of the Falcons, we have the Falcons at Seahawks. I think the Falcons are going to take this one. They've shown that they can compete with teams at the top of the league. Now they have a matchup with the team who's, not quite up there in terms of talent, but Falcons definitely have a chance to really show what they're made of today or this weekend.
Yeah. I actually like the I think this game's gonna be close. I think it's gonna be one of the closest games this weekend. It's gonna be decided by a touchdown or a field goal. I'm excited to see that AJ Terrell versus DK Metcalf 1v1 battle. I think I would give the slight edge to Atlanta right now, just on the way they've been playing and who they've played against. But Seattle at home is much more favorable towards them if they were on the road. So I wouldn't be shocked if Seattle wins this. I want to see the spread for this actually, because I don't know who I would pick outright, but I would pick spread. So Seahawks -1. Okay, so it basically is a pick 'em. I'll take the Seahawks at home actually.
Okay. All right. Now on to the
I'm going with the Seahawks. Yeah, Kyle Pitts
Sure.
needs to step up though. 38 yards through 2 games.
Yeah.
Got a spot. It's going to be him on probably like Quandre Diggs and on the outside linebacker. So this could be his game.
All right. On to the battle of the 12s. We have the Aaron Rodgers versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Give me the Bucs in this. Hammer the Bucs in this. Their team is so much better than the Packers. I really don't see a scenario where Green Bay actually pulls this out, but you never know. It's going to be quite the matchup, especially in the QB department. But give me the Bucs.
I mean, no Mike Evans. Brady's got
Julio and Cole B.
Julio is questionable.
He'll be there.
Don't worry.
He'll be there.
But if he's not, it's Cole B and Russell Gage.
Fournette is questionable too.
Yeah, Fournette's questionable as well. Yeah. So Brady's offense theoretically right now could be Rashad White. His 1 and 2 could be Russell Gage, Scotty Miller, and Cole Beasley.
Nearly as good as the Packers offense, if we're talking.
It's always tough to pick against Brady, but I think I'm going to have to do it. Taking the Packers.
I'm going to pick this is a good pick. I don't like if I'm going to pick the Bucs. I don't like it. This game is
It looked like that really hurt you.
I don't want to pick them. It's just like the Packers are also not good.
Yeah.
Their offense sucks. Both defenses are good defense. I think the Bucs defense is better. And like both offenses this week without Evans, Godwin, and potentially Julio and potentially Fournette. But the Packers offense they have no receivers. So it's basically like a stalemate. And Brady with white receivers is just automatic. So yeah, Bucs.
That is a good point.
Okay. On to Sunday Night Football. We have the 49ers at Broncos. Boys, this is the game.
I like this game a lot.
This is the game. The Broncos are going to beat the 49ers on Sunday Night Football on the biggest stage in the NFL. You heard it here first. But Deebo Samuel will have a good game. I want that on the record.
I think
the Broncos are going to get the dub.
I don't think it's in him to lose 2 primetime games in 3 weeks.
No.
I think he's going to put on a show. As much of a show as he can put on with that offense.
I agree. Big bounce back game for us. I think he's going to go ballistic. I see this one being very high scoring. I could see it being like a 35-38 game or like a 35-31 game, but I like the Broncos as well.
I think Deebo is going to have like 100+ rushing yards.
I could totally see that.
Debo's gonna have himself a game, not just because he's on my fantasy team, but because he's a really good player. All right. On to the final matchup of this week's slate. We have the Cowboys at Giants. Fucking A. This is gonna be an interesting one. Beav, I know where you're at.
Yeah, I mean the Cowboys
where
were
are
written
you
off
at?
after week 1, right? They come back, beat the Bengals. So I mean, who knows where they're at right now?
Bro, this game is like actually a really good game.
Mhm.
Just because, like, if you asked me this question like last week without seeing any of the week 2 games, I'd take the Giants in this game at home for sure.
Yeah,
Especially if Cooper Rush. But Cooper Rush actually played pretty well last week, and Dallas looked a lot better on offensively and defensively than they did against the Bucs in week 1 with Dak Prescott. So I don't know. I think this game is going to be close. It's a division game, so it's always going to be a close game between these two. I'm going to edge it to the Cowboys slightly just because of their defense. But I could see this game going either way. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if the Cowboys won, and I wouldn't be shocked if the Giants won.
I'm gonna take the Cowboys just because I know it'll hurt Beav a little bit more than that belly flop hurt.
yeah, no, I don't mind. I think Micah Parsons is going to be a problem in this game.
That's why I'm taking the
It's just it's gonna come down to whether or not Daniel Jones can drive down the field and make the throws he needs to make without making the mistakes that he typically makes.
Yeah, I also think that I'm giving it to the Cowboys is just because that Saquon is probably going to get bottled up by Cowboys front seven because they have a pretty decent front seven, especially with Micah flying all over the field. And just because the Giants receiving corps has been all over the place in the past 2 weeks. Like Galladay played 2 snaps last week. Kadarius Toney didn't get used to the 4th quarter week 1, and it was a first round draft pick a year ago.
Yeah, it's very confusing. Kadarius Toney almost had 200 yards last year against the Cowboys.
Exactly, but if it's just like the playbook, it seems like their playbook in terms of like throwing the ball is just all over the place with receivers.
Touchdown Browns.
Agreed.
Oh,
And Joku.
Damn it.
But let's not underestimate the Giants' defense. They've looked pretty good first 2 games. They stopped Derrick Henry as much as he can.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm taking the Giants, obviously, biased opinion, but I'm excited to watch the game.
Yeah, it'll be a good game. Prime time.
It was low-key a snag, too.
I missed that.
All right. Beav, it's your time to shine, buddy.
All right. Just close your eyes for a split second here.
So for those who don't know, we are doing this week's Friday trivia matchup. Beav is hosting. It is myself versus Hodska, and we do not know the category.
Have a look. Welcome,
College football. I am going to get smoked.
All right.
You said you're going to get smoked? You're going to do the smoking.
I am not going to do the smoking.
I like to think I'm well versed, but I don't know like specific shit. So
some of these questions are harder than others. Some of them are easy. Most of them are probably history and just like records, I guess. But yeah, we'll get right into it. Oh, jeez. Question number 1. Which team has the record for the longest winning streak in college football history?
Oklahoma.
That is correct.
That was a trivia question.
Yeah, we had this question. Yeah. Mondo made that a trivia question.
Okay, I'll be honest. I don't remember that. Don't remember that question.
I was like, I saw the question. I'm like, dude, this is Oklahoma.
I was like, wait, I actually know that one. Are you kidding me?
So what do you want me to do?
I mean, it counts. Yeah, it's still a question.
Okay.
It's like studying an old test, and then that question is on the exam.
Okay. So, question number 2. What school did Jim Brown play for?
Nebraska?
Not Nebraska.
Michigan State?
It is not Michigan State.
Jim Brown. No, it's not.
Is
I
it
wanna say-
Syracuse?
It is Syracuse.
Nice.
Yeah. Good guess.
Thank you.
All right. The score is 2-0 Mondo. Question number 3. Which BCS team had the best overall record in the BCS era? So from 1998 to 2012, 2013, I think was the last year.
Mhm. Go with Alabama.
It's not Alabama.
What was how long's the era?
It was from like 98 to 2012, I think.
Yeah,
Michigan?
Not Michigan.
I was thinking them too. I'll go with USC.
That is incorrect.
Ohio State?
It is Ohio State. Yeah, they went 149 and 40.
Yeah, I was
Damn.
thinking them as soon as I said USC, but then just because I answered, so it was Mondo's turn.
When one of you guys said Michigan, I was about to say you're getting warmer, but I feel like that would have been a dead giveaway.
I think that was one that we almost had earlier, or that maybe I had like researched for the trivia I had made.
All right.
But
Question number 4. How many teams in the SEC have a tiger as their mascot?
3.
3 is correct.
Jesus, Hod.
3 is correct.
Easy.
Name
Yeah.
them.
The Auburn Tigers, LSU Tigers, and the other team that calls itself the
Bro,
Tigers.
I'm so dumb. My mind went to Kentucky. I'm so stupid.
Wildcats.
A tiger is a wild cat. You are correct. But unfortunately, I can't accept that as an answer.
How about like a quarter point?
All right. Question number 5. It is 3-1, Mr. Mondo. Who was the winning team in the 1916 college football game, beating Cumberland 220-0?
Georgia Tech.
The team is Georgia Tech. Yep, a historic game. You kind of have to know about it to know the team, or else it's just a wild guess. But yeah, that actually happened. All right. Question number 6. There are 13 questions, by the way. Which television network was the first to broadcast a college football game?
NBC.
Yeah,
Nice.
that is correct.
I mean, that was the first one that came to head.
All right, Hod. Let's step it up here.
Trying.
What college claims the most ever first-round picks?
OSU.
Can you clarify?
Ohio State.
Yeah.
I thought you
I
didn't.
thought
know
this-
basketball.
Bro, I thought I didn't either.
I thought this would be a tricky question because Ohio State just surpassed USC, so maybe that would have thrown some confusion. Also, like Miami, Nebraska,
See,
Bama. I didn't know Mondo was just gonna blurt it out like in 2 seconds, to be honest. But
I feel like I came across most of this stuff when I was researching for the football trivia. So I feel kind of like almost bad, like just knowing it like this, but
yeah,
I
well,
don't know.
they might get tougher. Question number 8. What college football team has the most total conference championships?
Michigan.
That is incorrect.
USC.
Also incorrect.
Alabama.
Nope, not Bama.
Oklahoma.
It is the Oklahoma Sooners. They have won 50 total conference championships.
Damn.
Bama somewhere in the 40s. The other teams are up there too. But Oklahoma just wins the Big 12 every year. Question number 9. What college football team has the most total national championships? And this
Ohio
may
State.
surprise you. May surprise you.
May surprise us. USC.
Nope.
Well, I said that.
Oh,
No.
well, I said Ohio State at the same time, so I didn't think that was it.
I'm gonna go with Texas.
Nope.
It's not Bama, is it?
It's not Alabama.
Okay.
I would recommend thinking old.
Old?
Yeah, I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
Nebraska.
Not Nebraska.
Harvard.
Not Harvard.
Notre Dame.
Nope.
Old. Is it Yale?
It is the Yale Bulldogs. Yeah, they've won
It's Yale?
18 national championships.
I didn't even know that, and I'm from Connecticut. They're 20 minutes from my house.
What?
Yeah, they won all theirs like before World War II. But they
I was just like, what's the oldest school I can think of? Yale. Wow,
Harvard
that's
is
a
okay.
crazy stat.
Yeah. All right, question number 10. Where is the SEC headquarters?
Atlanta.
Not Atlanta.
They changed it.
Well, the College Football Hall of Fame is in Atlanta.
That's what it is. Is it New Orleans?
Nope, not New Orleans.
Memphis.
Charlotte?
Nope.
Jacksonville.
Nope, not Jacksonville. It's in the Deep South. Of course.
Is it a big city?
Yeah, it's like a historical city.
That doesn't help me.
Like no, it's
That-
like it's
that did
relatively
nothing.
big. It's not like a major like metropolitan area, but it's like a relatively big sized city.
What's that city called? Shit.
Is it Oxford?
Nope.
No. Fuck. Is it Savannah?
No, not Savannah.
Well, that was a good guess though.
It's
Yeah.
west of
Charleston.
West of Charleston.
Charleston was my other guess. That was a good one. West of Charleston.
This is
Okay,
fucking
that's
hard,
like the
man.
entire. That's the entire, like basically everything.
Yeah. Charleston's literally on the ocean, bro.
We'll go with Birmingham, Alabama.
It is Birmingham.
That's a great
Alabama.
guess. Huh? Good job.
Birmingham, Alabama.
Let's
Great guess.
go.
That was fucking difficult.
I think it's been there for a while too.
No idea.
Uh,
That was Atlanta.
Question number 11. What two schools left the SEC in the mid 1960s? If you get one early, I guess I'll give you the option to get the second point as a bonus, or the second school as a bonus.
Oklahoma and Texas.
No, that's wrong. Yeah. No. Yeah.
They're coming back, coming home. Someone scored a touchdown for the Steelers.
Is it Miami and Clemson?
No. Neither of those two teams.
Is it
Bro, I couldn't tell you.
is it Georgia Tech and Oklahoma State?
Georgia Tech is one of them.
Okay.
Yeah. So I guess I'll give each of you two more guesses to get the other school.
Is it a big school?
Pretty big school.
Georgia Tech and Clemson?
No, Clemson was already said.
Was it?
Yeah, I said it.
Uh,
Georgia Tech and North Carolina.
No, I like that guess though. Yeah.
Trying to think of state schools or bigger schools.
Georgia Tech and NC State.
It doesn't have the state's name in the name of the university.
Okay.
Georgia Tech and Duke.
Nope.
Go.
All right. One more guess each.
Just trying to think of like. Georgia Tech. Yeah, I got no idea. Fuck.
All right. Would you like me to reveal the answer?
Sure.
Yeah.
The school is Tulane.
Never would have got
Yeah,
that.
nowhere on my radar.
Yeah, they believe it or not, they still
I
have.
should get a point for Georgia Tech.
Oh
even
yeah,
though
you get a
I
point
already
for
lost.
that. Yeah, for sure.
Ooh,
So what's the score? It is
I think I've lost. I think it's 7-4.
yeah, it is 7-4.
Is
All right.
it over?
Number, I believe it is over. Question number 12. Which eventual NFL star quarterback holds the record for the most pass attempts in a college football game?
Mahomes.
Nope.
Justin Herbert.
Nope. All right. I should preface this by saying he is no longer in the NFL, but he was.
I was thinking about that. Is it Johnny Manziel?
No.
He was an NFL star.
Just think.
Drew Brees.
Yeah, it is Drew Brees. He had
Yeah.
83 passing attempts in a game.
Holy shit.
I was thinking him or Peyton, but I couldn't guess because it was Mondo's turn to guess. So,
Yep. That's a crazy stat that I found. And then finally, question number 13. I was hoping to get this far, but unfortunately it didn't. How long was the longest field goal recorded in college football history?
73.
Nope.
I think it's like 67.
Nope.
82.
Wow, 82. Yeah.
I'm just assuming it's something outrageous if you put it as the
61.
last question.
No, not 61.
62.
Why not 63?
64.
59.
A little bit longer.
69.
It is, yeah.
Nice.
59 yards. I was hoping that'd be the question to win it, but Mondo had other plans.
I mean, Mondo got lucky that he researched already like half the questions and making the other
Yeah,
true.
that was just unintentional that happened, but
Yeah.
It's kind of fun.
I had a few questions that stump you guys, but for the most part, Mondo's rattling them off.
I know more about players than like actual college, like football, like shit, like teams shit. So,
all right, Hod.
all right.
See, that's where we're different though, because I don't know as much about individual players.
Yeah.
That was
All right.
sharp
All
pitch.
So I
Can
guess
I
come
make-
up with your invention and be ready to pitch it to Beav and I, and maybe a celebrity guest next episode. We'll see.
I make a request and ask it for Tuesdays or next Wednesday's episode, just because
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm not gonna pay. If you want me to do it well, I'm not gonna do it and sacrifice it.
No,
watching
I
Sunday
get
football
you.
for that.
I
So
get you. No worries.
Respectable.
I got you, Hod.
Respectable
All
lad.
right. So that was trivia. Thank you, B, for an incredible trivia matchup. College
Otto, have you
football.
ever spun the wheel?
I have, yeah. I got
Got
nothing.
nothing. Like twice.
I think I've spun it once. But yeah. All right. Over to the snake draft to wrap up the episode. Today's snake draft is the people that you would go get a drink with or spend a night drinking with. I won the last snake draft.
Shocker there.
Why?
You
I mean,
always win.
Your league's ahead of us.
Yeah.
I mean, you just play to the audience, you know?
I get that. See, I play for me.
Yeah, I play for me.
Me and me
Play
alone.
for me.
If you don't like it, that's your damn fault.
I play for me and I'm competitive, so I want to
You
play
just
for
said
the
you play
audience.
for the audience.
I do. But I also play for me. I'm part of the audience myself.
See, I've noticed that when I play to the audience, I have a much higher chance of winning.
Yeah.
That's not me.
However, last matchup I did kind of play for me though, because I love Call of Duty. I play Fortnite. NCAA 14's a given. Smash is the only one that I probably played towards the audience on. But other than that, those are all games I play very actively. So, all right. So the order this week, we will go. I'll take the first pick. Hod, you'll go second. Beav, you'll run it back at 3. With the first pick on people I would want to go out drinking with for a night, I'm going to take Matthew McConaughey.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to elaborate on that? First overall pick?
Dude, it's Matthew McConaughey. He's the coolest
Yeah.
dude on the planet.
Yeah, he is a pretty cool dude. I agree.
With my first pick, I'm taking someone that's very popular. It's tall. Actually a DJ now. I'm taking Shaq.
On my list.
Shaq is a good one.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna be a unit at the bar, and he's just gonna play some fire songs.
Yeah. All right, with my first pick, I'm gonna take a guy that would be a great conversation. Probably got stories up the ass. I'm gonna take Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
Funny guy. I don't know, he just seems like a joy to be around. Never has a problem with anybody. Then my second pick, to join Adam Sandler in this room full of beers, I'm gonna take Elon Musk, just so I could pick his brain, get him a little drunk, and just kind of get him out of his element.
Mm-hmm.
He's a funny guy, so I'm sure he could bring something to the table.
Yeah.
I just think that would be a unique.
I just had an evil
atmosphere.
idea. But we'll save that for the honorable mentions.
With my next pick, I'm going with another athlete, someone that I know that I could turn up with and have a great old time with, especially because he's not American. And they go hard where in his home country of origin. He has his own whiskey. If we get into a street fight, my squad's automatically winning. I'm taking Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
That would be a fun ass time. And if we go to an Irish bar, just pounding proper 12 with me, Connor, and Shaq. It's a squad.
That would be a hell of a time.
Wow.
All right. I'm going to take. We're talking people that you'd want to hang out with at a bar. You definitely want people who are going to make you laugh. So I'm going to take a back-to-back Kevin Hart and Bill Murray. 2 of the funniest people on the planet.
All right. I feel like mine, it's kind of going crazy with Shaq and Conor McGregor. We need someone that's going to settle us down, have some good tableside conversations with, keep us not getting too crazy, be the responsible one. And that person's going to be Morgan Freeman.
Yeah. The voice of reason, always.
Yeah.
All right. With my next pick, we got Adam Sandler, we got Elon Musk, and myself. 3 very different people. Joining us, I'd like to have somebody who also has great stories to tell. This man has been everywhere. His name is world renowned. He's just a man's man. He's done just about everything you can imagine in your life that you could achieve. I'm gonna take Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, he was on my list. I was gonna take him next.
Like just the stories that he has are probably crazy.
Yeah.
Just all those A-listers just like being at all the parties and everything. They probably got some stories to tell that they probably wouldn't like to share out in public. And then kind of going along those lines, my next pick is going to be Bradley Cooper.
You fucker. Fuck you. That was my other pick. God damn.
Sorry. All right, but yeah, Bradley Cooper is just another great guy.
Yeah.
All-American.
It's all about it.
He's dated some fine ladies in his time.
Yeah. Gonna have to go with my third option, which still isn't necessarily a bad option whatsoever. I'm gonna go with the man that knows how to party and has been on the big screen in some of the best party movies ever. One of my favorite quotes from any movie ever. Donnie, get the lewds. I'm going Leo DiCaprio.
Yep.
Excellent picks.
Cats being that.
I need a bit of muscle with the squad I'm going out with because we're gonna get hammered. You know that Kevin Hart and Bill Murray are gonna say some shit that's gonna get us in trouble. But we need a guy who's gonna bring the vibes, whether legal or not. He'll bring the vibes. And he'll also knock you out if you step up to our group. That's Mr. Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson, bro, would be an incredible person to get a drink with.
He wouldn't even be drinking. He'd probably
be on shrooms, bro.
Yeah.
He'd be tripping balls. The final guy, a glue guy on our team. I'm torn between two here. But I think I'm going to go with another one of the funniest people alive, and that's Ryan Reynolds.
It's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with mine, I'm not going to go celebrity. I'm going to go with one of my boys that I know when he goes out, it's always a great time. I'm taking Nick Zabelli.
A great answer.
I think that squad is elite.
Dude, I love
Bro,
that.
you see his messages last night?
Well, Hod's not in the Miami Heat group chat.
Yeah.
Zabelli said some questionable.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah,
He was texting me last night. I know. He's the homie.
We got receipts. All right, my last pick. This is also going to be kind of the glue. He might be my last pick, but he could very well be the life of the party. I'm going to go with Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
Him and Adam Sandler, that's comedy gold right there. Throw in a couple A-listers and geniuses, and I think we have ourselves a night.
Yeah. Also, Ime officially suspended for the season.
Yeah.
Okay.
Crazy.
I told you guys I had some gold for these honorable mentions. I'm going to give my legit ones first. So The Rock, obviously. Deion Sanders would be fun. But let's just go into it. Bill Cosby, great guy to get a drink with.
Yeah, for sure.
Harvey Weinstein, great guy to get a drink with.
Kyle Rittenhouse.
I had one more, but I can't think of his name, but probably another horrible person that's a great guy to get a drink with.
Kyle Rittenhouse?
Well, no, he didn't drug people.
True.
No, I was just kidding, but I that popped into my mind in the middle of the draft, and I was like, oh, I'll save it for honorable mentions. But
Yeah, nice. Some of mine: Vin Diesel, Mark Wahlberg, Channing Tatum.
All right. I had Post Malone, big beer drinker.
That's a good one.
Brad Pitt, Kevin Hart, Bieber.
I took Kevin Hart.
Bieber's a good.
Oh, you took Kevin Hart? Okay.
Yeah.
And then Shoe Nice. If y'all know who he is. He does nothing but chug on YouTube.
Could also
good
put
at it.
Nelk.
Yeah.
The Nelk boys. I feel
Yeah.
like they'd be fun to drink with. They'd also probably get kind of annoying though. I feel.
Yeah, that's the thing.
There's just a lot of people I've higher than them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and if you say the Nelk boys, it's like 10 of them, where it's just one guy. Like I feel like if they're all collective together, they ride deep. If I say Steve will do it or Kyle, it's just like wouldn't be as fun.
True. That's a valid point. All right. So to go through it real quick, I took McConaughey, Kevin Hart, Bill Murray, Mike Tyson, Ryan Reynolds. Hod, you took Shaq, Connor, Morgan Freeman, Leo, and Zabelli.
Dude, Belly. That's great.
Beav, you took Sandler, Musk, Schwarzenegger, Bradley Cooper, and Will Ferrell. So we'll see what happens. But
All right.
Still can't believe you took back-to-back of my picks, B. Fuck you.
I was between, to be fair, I was between Bradley Cooper and Leo. You ended up snagging him right after.
Yeah, I mean, I was hoping to get both, but I knew probably I wouldn't get one of them, so I had to make sure I got Leo.
Yeah.
And that's going to do it for today's episode. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe, share with everyone you know. Please help us grow this podcast. Everything will be live tomorrow morning. We will see you guys on the next episode. Peace.
See ya.